my channel, The Fancy Hat Lady Reads. I'm wearing a fancy booktube hat, and today I am bringing you a frivolous little video. So if you are looking for intellectually rigorous content today, this might not be for you, but I think there may be enough people interested in this that I think it's worth posting and talking about. And basically what I want to talk about today is a book craft that I am currently crafting. A few months ago I hauled this ArtFolds Jane Eyre fold it into a thing that says read thing from Book Outlet. So this is in no way like a paid advertisement for ArtFolds. I bought their product at an extreme discount from Book Outlet, and it is in no way a paid advertisement for Book Outlet either. But I have now started crafting this book craft, and I thought I would share with you how I am discovering this thing works, because before I bought it, I sort of had seen these, and I didn't know like how it actually works or how hard or easy it is, and I decided I would just throw it in my cart, one Book Outlet order, and give it a go because I'm, you know, working on sprucing up my booktube space here, my little book nook corner. And I thought this would be a cool thing to have, and I thought that maybe some of you would like to know whether this is a thing that you would like to do if you are a crafty person like me. So I got started on this the other day while listening to an audiobook. The audiobook I'm listening to is The Lake House by Kate Morton. It's narrated by Caroline Lee. And while I listened to a good chunk of that, I got the R done. Ooh, R, there you can see it. R. So the premise of how this book craft works, if you haven't seen these, is that they give you a copy, a hardcover copy of a book. In this case it is Jane Eyre, with instructions for how to fold it into a little sign display thing that either reads a word of text or is a little picture or something. And then it's a little book sculpture that you can display on your shelves. This appeals to me because it's a way to turn a book into like a piece of art without actually damaging the readability of the book, because there's no cutting or anything involved, you are just folding. And I did not need a new copy of Jane Eyre. I have a perfectly good beat up mass market reading copy here, but I thought this would be a fun thing to try to do. So how this actually works is this is a special edition of this book printed for ArtFolds purposes, and it has the instructions printed inside the book on this page before the text begins. And each page, I will go to one that hasn't been folded yet here, has this little grayed area on it, each right-hand page. And you are always folding that right-hand page, and you are always folding the page towards you. So what you end up doing is you end up folding each page from the top corner and the bottom corner up to the gray line, and the more accurate you can be about this and the more clean you can get your creases, the better it's going to end up looking. So I was going over every crease like 3 or 4 times with a fingernail to make sure that it comes out nice and clean. And so here I'm just going to show you what these pages end up looking like here. And you can see that here for like portions of this R, where it's just one bar, you're getting multiple pages in a row where you're just folding this same thing to this chunk. And then here where it splits, you're suddenly alternating like every 3 pages between which part of the R you are folding to. But basically, it's a craft that takes very little brain effort. So it actually is very good for me for audiobook listening, because I find that often I really can't do many things while listening to an audiobook without losing focus on the narrative. I really have to be doing something very brainless in order to take in the audiobook, and this fits the bill. And having gotten through to the R, it's larger or smaller depending on how you squish it, I'm actually very pleased with, you know, the quality of how that turned out. It looks exactly like it said it was going to look. That's always the concern, isn't it? There's a page here of extra advice. Apparently there's a page on 425 that's going to look a little different for some reason. It says, after the book has been folded, it may fan out broadly. To compress the sculpture, close it and wrap it in a couple of rubber bands for a day or two. When I read that, my brain immediately said, instead of wrap it in rubber bands, stack it under a stack of heavy hardcovers overnight. So that is what I will do if I need to, but I honestly think that if you are really careful to fold your creases very severely, it's not going to need to be squished like that. I think it's only going to need that if you're a little looser in making your actual folds. So this is my book craft thing that I'm working on right now as I listen to my audiobook. You will probably see this completed in a few days or so, and when it does, it will appear here somewhere in my videos. I'm very happy with it so far. It was worth the cheap book outlet price, I think. And right now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to fold the first few pages of the E here, and then I'm going to show you what happens. Interestingly, I'm going to say this while I'm working here as an anecdote, because I was listening to The Lake House while I was folding this, when the disc that I was listening to, because I was listening to it on CD, came to an end and I started actually looking at the pages here, I was really somewhat shocked to find that this book is actually Jane Eyre, because I had been associating it in my mind with the Lake House, and then I was like, Mr. Rochester isn't in the Lake House, what is this nonsense? Because I hadn't actually been seeing the pages I was holding. So, yeah. So this is going to be a good demonstration. So here you can see that these 3 pages I folded, I'm going to scooch up a little closer so you can see, that these 3 pages I folded, each one getting progressively a little thicker, is going to be the beginning of this lowercase e. So that's how this thing works. I hope I got some footage there that properly shows the mechanics of this. I hope it isn't trash and I have to refilm. But I wanted to show you sort of the mechanics of this book, because the way it's sold and advertised doesn't really show you how you do it. And it's actually very easy and a lot of fun. I'm finding it to be a good audiobook listening activity. So that was my little book craft in progress video. I hope you're having a nice weekend. I hope you're reading some good things. If you've done any book crafts you really like, feel free to share them with me. I would love to hear about them. Or if you are reading something that is particularly exciting for you right now, or if you have an audiobook that you're listening to while doing other things, let me know, chat with me. It's nice talking to you, that is all. Bye for now.